What's going on, people? It is your boy Potato, and today story time is one of my second story times that I'm going to be doing here on the channel, because that's what I'm doing now. And I'm going to be doing gameplay in the background, trying to not have the volume on. So anyways, let's just get into the video. So this story time takes place in about 3rd grade, and I had a teacher that was like a really chill teacher. For the sake of the video, we're going to call her Mrs. Pie. So Mrs. Pie was a really cool teacher. She was chill. She was chill when it came to certain stuff. If you were like misbehaving, she was not that chill about it. She was strict about it, but other than that, she's a teacher. They got to be strict about that stuff. So we're just sitting there learning, and there were these two troublemakers, kid. For the sake of the video, we're gonna call one Ronnie and one Vonnie. I don't know why. Anyways, Ronnie liked joking around, just saying random stuff. And my teacher would just say, Lonnie, be quiet. And there was this one day where Lonnie was just not listening. Lonnie was just going off, always just causing trouble that day. So it was like after lunch usually, but it was all day. He walked in the classroom and Lonnie just started screaming, talking about stupid stuff and everything. He was just acting so crazy. And Ronnie, they were like best friends, so they'd do it together. So of course my teacher didn't like that, and she said, Lonnie, Ronnie, please be quiet. And then they didn't listen, of course, because why? They're Lonnie and Ronnie. They don't listen. And later in the day, you could tell by the look in my teacher's face, Mrs. Pie was really, really disappointed. Like, Mrs. Pie was not happy. She was disappointed in everything. So Mrs. Pie was like, you two, enough, and separated them. And I'm like, that was the right thing to do, because they always sit together. But they weren't sitting together the whole day, except this day, and they were just talking and not listening at all. Which, this was not making my teacher happy. So, yeah. And, like, then, they just kept talking, making weird signs at each other, and then just giggling. And I'm sitting there like, yo, and it's like, I'm cringing because of the stuff they're saying. I'm just sitting in between them because that's where my teacher put me. And it's like, dude, if you guys are just gonna talk, like, at least do it at lunchtime. Like, don't talk in the middle of class. Like, there's other people's trying to learn here. Like, I don't think anybody wants to hear you guys blah, blah, blah about, like, stupid crap. Like, I don't think anyone wants to hear that. I have a stutter problem. Like, no one wants to hear you talk. So at some point she was just like, shut up. And then everyone in the class just goes dead silent. I'm like, I raised my hand and I'm like, Mrs. Pie, can I use the bathroom? And she's like, no, I'm gonna say something. I'm like, okay. So she starts talking about how they've been talking all day and haven't been listening, and everything. You guys should be respecting your teacher. And I agreed with anything, 100%. You guys should be respecting your teacher. And I'm at a young age, and I'm telling this, like, it's so crazy to think that happened. And to think this was gonna, like, this stuff, they'd actually usually act out on Friday, but it was Monday. And it was Teacher Appreciation Day. And I usually act like a little good boy. 3rd grade was a little good boy. They got this think sheet. Now, in my school, think sheets are when you did something really bad, when fooling around, wasn't listening to the teacher and everything. Like, no one liked getting none of those. And I got one in, like, 4th grade. That's a different story to tell. But, like, it was so so annoying for like everyone, because no one wanted to listen to them talk. So she's like, shut up, you guys have been disrupting my class all day. All of us have been trying to learn everything. You guys should have just talked during lunch. And they got the think sheet. They had to file it out and everything. And everyone in the school knows about this. I didn't tell anyone, but everyone's telling the girls in my class. For this story, I'm just gonna call this one Rana. Rana was a gossip. She gossiped about anything. And she told all the girls, which told all the boys about the news. And Lonnie and Ronnie were not happy. They were absolutely embarrassed. Like, who would be happy to get one of those? Like, I know I wouldn't. I've gotten one, but I didn't flip out. Because it wasn't my fault. It was the other kid's fault. But again, that's another story. And, like, I am very confused. Because they're just, like, and they still started fooling around. So they're sent to the principal's office. I'm like, they're screwed. And then the next day, I'm like, how did it go for you guys? And he's like, not good. Lonnie is like, I'm not good. I have strict parents. I got grounded. And I'm like, well, that stinks to be you. You shouldn't be fooling around. And everyone agreed. Like, they're in our friend group. So I'm friends with them. I talk to them. And this was like 2 years ago, because I'm in 5th grade now. So, yeah, this is my first story time, and it's already a pretty crazy one. Like, it's only so crazy because, like, they're always talking. And to this day, they're not really friends, because they're in the same cohort, that they don't really talk anymore because they kept getting in trouble. And I'm pretty sure they realized that it wasn't that great for them to be best friends. They still talk. They're just not best friends anymore. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, and I hope to see you guys in my next video, and bye.